Do you know what is the connection between vegetarian and climate change? Do you know what is flexitarian and what is the connection to emission? As he mentioned before, my name is Kobbi Shoshani and I'm from Israel. This is my state, and I'm very proud and happy to be here today. Israel, since its existence, suffers from very severe challenges. We have security issues, we have a lack of a water issue, we have wave of immigrations coming from all over the world. We made a lot of mistakes during these years, and I think that we learn from that. What we are today is part of our lesson, part of our understanding about solving problems. Let me elaborate within a second about what I'm talking about. As I mentioned before, we have a lack of water. We knew that we have a lack of water. This wave of immigration coming from Europe brought us to a knowledge that we have to solve the problem of water. We need to provide them water, we need to provide them work, we need to provide them a shelter, and we need to provide them food. That's what we did. And everybody knows today what is the drip irrigation. We took one small of a drop and make it in an accurate place in the right time of the day, to the right place, to the right seeds, in order to make the maximum fruits. That's what we did. Today we solve most of our water issues with the purification, recycling water, water management, and of course desalination plants that is spread all over the world, the country. The second issue was agriculture. And I tell you, this is something very, very important for us, because our country are surrounded by enemies, especially in the early stages. Without agriculture, we cannot survive. We have to build up a system that then can provide and make something that we can learn, and to build up a system that make maximum from a minimum. That's what we did. We know the know-how, and we'd like to spread it along all the world. That's part of our commitment. That's part of our mission to the world. Just to let you know, in India today, 65% of the population dealing with agriculture. The percentage in Israel, it's only 2%. But in order to provide something, you need to save water. I remember as a child, my mother didn't allow me to take a shower more than 7 minutes. Why 7 minutes? Because we have lack of water. As you see in the photos behind me, we built up from our only salt and sweet water lake of the northern part of Israel into the agriculture part. We did it in the 50s and the 60s under Israeli law, but still we didn't have enough water. And agriculture is the biggest consumer of water. Around 50, and all over the world, 50% of the water goes to the agriculture. Then we need to be very effective. We have to be very smart. We have to save every drop. That was the water issue. And agriculture, of course, we have to bring our knowledge. The third issue is cyber. Israel, 20 years ago, we had only one electricity plant at that time. Without electricity, we cannot defend, we cannot make our country safe. What we did, we have to find out when internet started, before everybody knew about cyber, we have to protect our plant. We were 20 years ahead. That was the most important thing, to find a solution to a future challenges. That's the reason that we are leading today the world in the water, in agriculture, and cyber. And what is the connection for today? What is the connection to emission? What we can provide today to the world? You know that everybody speaks today about emission, how to reduce emission. Do you know that 26% of the world emission come from the food industry? It's very bad. And I tell you more than that. In order to produce 1 kilo of meat, doesn't matter if it's chicken or other beef, we need to invest or to put around 15,000 liters of water for 1 kilo of beef, for 1 kilo of chicken. Then what we should do? Today there is a lot of variety of solution. Everybody knows the American company called Beyond Meat, fantastic company that make a based plant burgers, completely vegetarians, and it's very, very good. There is another system called fermentation. It's a chemical and making milk and also meat from this fermentation. But Israel today trying to think even furthermore, 10, 15 years ahead. And I tell you about what is it? It's a cultured meat. It's also a tissue procedure, a tissue technology, in order to make everything bigger and bigger and bigger, completely vegetarian, only 20% of water consumption from the normal meat. Now, what is the connection to India? What is the connection to Israel? What is the connection to emission? We have to reduce the amount of emission. We have to reduce the use of water, because the less water we're going to use, the more water we can provide to agriculture and to the people. The world population is going up and up and up. I don't know if you know, according to the statistics, and you can check, of course, in India, 30% of the population are vegetarians. The number one in the world, by the way. The second country in the world is Israel, 10%. But in average, in all the world, only 10% of the world, they are vegetarians. Then maybe it's not a big market. It's a big market, but maybe it's not enough. We have to find other solution. But most of you are from the young generation. And I have to tell you that especially in the United States and in Europe, most of the young generation, they are flexitarians. Have you heard about this name? Flexitarians is a semi-vegetarians. And what does it mean? They don't care to eat meat substitute. As I mentioned before, Beyond Meat is one of the alternatives. There is another alternative. But 67% of the young generation, they're flexitarians. Now, what's going to be? The future is there. Everybody speak about the SDGs goal of the United Nations. One of the top issues is water and food security. This is exactly what I mean. Now, we need big market. We need a very good technology. We need factories. And I think India has the technology, has the industry, and can bring up the prices. Right now, the price in order to produce cultured meat, it's around $80 for 1 kilo. If you will bring it down to $20, it's going to be competitive. For that, we need you. We need India and Israel together in order to give food security to the world. Now, with this solution, would like to provide with you less emission, less water, less greenhouse gas. As you know, the meat industry brings a lot of this gas into the air and to the space. I'm not talking about even harming the animals, which is very important. By the way, I'm flexitarian. Think about it. Thank you so much.